What's going on, humans? This is Isaiah Panther. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the new year. We are in 2024 and let the drama begin. Let the saga continue. At this point, I mean, whew, jeez, but I digress. I want to say thank you all for joining me again on my channel. It's been a roller coaster. If you have been with me since the beginning of my channel, I definitely want to say thank you so much for sticking in there, because when I come to you, I try to come to you as polished and authentic as possible around the value that I'm trying to bring. But this year I really want to continue where I left off with just bringing my bare soul to you, because I feel like that's the most valuable process for me, is when I'm learning to just be more authentic to where I'm actually at in the process. And before I dive into that, I do want to give a disclaimer that this is my journey and outlook as a creative. I'm using this channel as an archival log as well as an inspiration to other creatives. I'm not coming to you as an expert on anything. I'm coming to you as someone who is learning and growing and sharing the process. And although I do have a degree in audio technology as an audio engineer, as well as years of experience, working in the field, I don't want to come off as an expert in anything. I want to show you where I'm at and grow, share my learnings and learn with you. So if there's any questions about the things that I'm showing you, or any techniques or software that I'm using, definitely reach out. I want to know, I want to answer the questions, and we can grow together in that process. I don't want to claim to know it all, but I do want to share with you where I'm at in the process, and I want to help and grow a community around this idea that we don't have to know everything to get started. We need to just do it, So my journey this year is all about motivation, consistency, and discipline, and how can I really just get to the point with those things, because I feel like right now that's where I have the most area for potential growth. No longer am I referring to it as a problem or an issue or an obstacle. It's an area for potential growth, which shows a more growing mindset. There's a lot that I've learned about the idea of the science of the brain and learning, and it's a whole chemical, functional, structural change that has to happen, and that only happens through consistency, discipline, and motivation. Motivation breeds discipline, and discipline and therefore breeds consistency, and so that's what I'm trying to do, right? So without further ado, let's have some fun. Let's dive into this. I want to share with you my thoughts and philosophies on how I want to approach this year, and hopefully it helps you all. Hit that notification bell if you want to stay in the loop on this journey, and let's get into it. In the dynamic landscape of creative professionals and content creation, there are so many moving parts and things to think about, like trends, posting, when do you post, how do you post it, when's the best time to post it, how to produce it, lighting, what is the best angle for this, hook points, how do I keep the audience engaged in this metric, are they gravitating towards this content, are they gravitating towards that, editing it, should I edit it, should I get someone else to edit it? It's just a lot going on, and honestly it's really easy to burn out, and it's no secret my story is definitely one of burnout. I come to you humans as often as I can with my videos, but I really find myself burning out around just the consistency part of it, and I really have just been trying to understand where is that coming from. I see so many other creatives and people who are in the world of content creation being able to produce so often, and it just seems like they have it on such a clockwork, and I really have come to the conclusion it's a holistic approach that you need to take to the idea of production, and especially self-producing your own work, because it's not just the act itself of producing the content, it's where are you in a holistic form of being able to bring it mentally, physically, and emotionally, where are you at? So I found that I definitely have some mental blockers when it comes to self-worth, matching ability, and confidence around certain things, validation, acknowledgement, oh my god, my mom, my dad, like, oh, cry me a river. There's so many things that I could blame it on, and procrastination takes the form of like masking those deeper issues and finding those vices and really like getting those out of the way. So for me, like, I definitely was a big proponent of the 420 A Little Herbal Delight, in 2023, because it definitely gave me a scapegoat, I think, in some ways, to not take myself so seriously or find ways to excuse not doing certain things and not meeting deadlines. When you have deadlines and societal pressures, those things can often take the form of like anxiety and procrastination. And so, yeah, I really have just been trying to meet these things head on in my life, because I want to reach my full potential around my creativity, my ability to show up for myself, and my self-assurance, to be self-assured in my journey and how I'm approaching it, and have confidence in that. In 2023, I left it there. I have not smoked in 3 days. Shout out, shout out. So I'm really excited and happy about that. And I can already feel a change in the cloud being lifted from my mind around my thoughts and the fogginess and the haziness. Anyone who smokes weed knows what I'm talking about. Looking at my journey in a more holistic way as to my routines, when I wake up in the morning, what am I thinking? What's the first thing that I kind of do in the morning, and how is that affecting the rest of my day? So, before I had bad habits when I first wake up, scrolling, wake and bakes, finding a reality show that I like, a competition show, something that just is not exactly what I should be doing to take on the day. And that's no way to really get the mind prepped for the day. And so that obviously led to where I was with just the not meeting certain deadlines that I have for myself, not showing up and being consistent. And yeah, I just realized, like, I really want to take this year, as much as I don't want to call it a resolution, I just want to call it a new way of thinking, recommitting myself to my journey. And so I find that thing when I'm on it, I am waking up, I have my tea in the morning, I don't scroll, I like to meditate, maybe do a couple of breath exercises. Take a beat right now, and I want to be a bit more present. I want to be a bit more engaged and grounded with how I interact with myself as I do this, and that way the community that I build and attract, I'm imagining, will be one of the same, and that's just going to be more support, I feel like, for my own path. So another part of this journey that I have kind of awakened myself to the idea of a holistic creativity, I want to transition into the business aspect. So looking at holistic creativity that extends beyond personal growth in the way of aligning my creative pursuits with sustainable business practices. I want to make sure that I'm understanding the value of my work and create a business model that respects my artistry. So looking at the TikToks, the algorithms, all of these things, it's easy to jump on to trends and do things because it feels like this is what's going to gain me following or engagement or money or whatever. This is what people want to see, but ultimately, is it what I want to be doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to just be following an algorithm around, following a group of people who are like, I really just want to see this. And it's like, well, okay, you want to see that, but I want to do this, so maybe we can find a good place to compromise in that way. And so I just want to make sure that my philosophy in the beginning of this year is really mindful of that, because I want to gain a living from doing this. I want to gain a living from my artwork and my art, but I don't want to compromise my personal identity and my self-worth around wanting to gain some type of market value. If that makes sense, that's definitely another bullet point in a holistic creative outlook of 2024. I may not be a person who puts out videos every single month or hopefully once a month I can put out at least one video, but maybe not every week I'm putting out a video. But the videos that I put out, I want them all to have a deeper connection to my purpose and able to resonate with the people who are in my community and in my network. I feel like I've said enough. If you want to stay in contact with my journey, please hit that notification bell below. Feel free to subscribe to my channel. If you like this video, like, share, it definitely helps the platform. And I will see you in our next video. Thank you so much for watching. Be free, be free, be free, humans.